Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this special video presentation where we delve into the intricate world of project management and the critical path method. Today, we will explore the fascinating journey of 37 days of preparation for a significant event using this powerful technique. CPM is a project management tool that helps us identify the most critical tasks and their interdependencies. It allows us to optimize our resources, minimize delays, and ensure the successful completion of the project within a given time frame. We have embarked on a 37-day journey to prepare for a momentous event using the critical path method. We have a meticulous plan and sequence each task, taking into account their duration and dependencies. Through this time, the pair has methodically planned their travel, ensuring that each activity is accomplished in the exact order and on schedule. They reduce the risk of the delay while increasing their odds of success by using the critical path strategy. Today, as we observe their union, let us remember the devotion, strategic thoughts, and effective project management that lead them into this point. In these 37 days of preparation, the couple has embraced the power of the critical path method by analyzing the interdependencies of previous tasks and identifying the critical path. They have ensured that every step is taken with precision and efficiencies. Their dedication to following this path has allowed them to overcome challenges, manage resources effectively, and bring us to these joyous occasions. As we celebrate their union today, let us acknowledge the significance of effective project management technique. May their journey inspire us to approach our own endeavors with careful planning, strategic thinking, and unwavering commitment. These are the steps on how to perform CPM. Identify all tasks required to complete the project or activities. Next, create a box to indicate all the activities and time duration in the table shown on the screen. Number 2. Determine the sequence of the tasks and their dependencies. Then after that, put arrows between boxes to connect the predecessor's activities. 3. Solve the diagram. Find the early start and early finish. To solve early start and early finish, put a 0 to the early start in activity A because activity A has no predecessor activity. Next, to get the early finish and the early start of the activity to the time duration, the total will be the early finish, which is 5. Since activity A is the predecessors of activity B and C, the early start of this activity is the early finish of activity A, which is 5. To find their early finish, you must add their early start to the time duration. For activity B, is 5 plus 10 is equals to 15. For activity C, is 5 plus 13 equals 18. In activity B, since it is the predecessor, the activity D and E, do it as it is in activity A. In activity F, since it is the predecessor is activity C, only just copy the early finish of activity C in the early start box of activity F. Then add it to the time duration of F to get its early finish. I know that you are curious about these two activities on how to get their early start. Worry no more, I will teach you on how to find them. As you can see, activity H and G both have two predecessors. So to get their early start, you must identify which predecessor has the bigger number in the early finish. Since it is 22 and 27, these are the early start of H, which is the 27, and the G is 22. Then, add their respective time duration to get an early finish. Lastly, in activity 1, since it has two predecessors, find again which among these two predecessors has the longer duration in the early finish. Since it is activity H, which is 30, So the activity is early start will be 30, and it is clearly finish is 37. So there are 37 days in the scheduling. Since we're done finding the exact days that we are needed in scheduling, now we will find their latest start and the latest finish to find slacks and critical path in the diagram. First, our latest finish will be the early finish of the last activity. The activity 1, which is 37 shown in the screen. Then subtract the latest finish to the time duration of the activity to get the latest start, which is 30. Then, proceed to the next activities. Since there are two activities connected to the previous activity, their latest finish is the latest start of the previous activity, and then subtract it to their respective activity time duration to get each latest start. In activity G, 30 minus 4 is equals to 26. In activity H, 30 minus 3 is equals to 27. As you can see, activity E is connected to the two previous activities, which is activity G and H. To get the latest finish of the activity E, find the activity that has shorter early start, then it will be the latest finish of activity E. Since activity G has the shortest latest start, it will be the latest finish of activity E, then subtract it to the time to get the latest start, which is 26 minus 3 is equals to 23. In activity D, it's the latest finish, the latest start of activity G. Then subtract it to the time to get the latest starts, which is 26 minus 7 is equals to 19. And in activity H, it's the latest finish, is the latest start of the activity F. Subtract it to the time to get their latest start, which is 27 minus 9 is equals 18. In activity C, it's the latest finish, is the latest start of activity F. Then subtract it to the time to get their latest start of activity C. 18 minus 13 is equals to 5. In activity B, it's the latest finish, is the latest start of activity D. Because it has the shortest latest start, then subtract it to the time to get the latest start. 19 minus 10 is equals 9. In activity A, it's the latest finish, is the latest start of activity C. Because it has a shorter latest start, then subtract. 5 minus 5 is equals to 0. Identify the critical path, which is the longest path through the network diagram. To identify the critical path of the diagram, find the activities that has a 0 slacks or float. The answer is activity A, C, F, H, I. To calculate slacks or float, subtract the early start to the latest start, or early finish to the latest finish. And the activity that has slacks or float is activity B, its slacks is 4. Activity D, slacks is 4. Activity E, slack is 12. And activity G, slacks is 4. To understand slacks/float in the context of the critical path method, CPM, slack also known as float. It is a measure of flexibility of a schedule. It is the amount of time that a task can be delayed without causing a delay in the project completion date. If a task has a 0 slacks, it means that it must start on time. If it has a slacks of 1 day, it means that it can be delayed by 1 day, without causing a delay in the project completion date. Slacks is a crucial concept in project management as it allows us for adjustments to be made to the schedule without affecting the project completion date. As we come to the end of this special video presentation, we reflect on the journey of 37 days of preparation for a civil marriage, guided by the powerful tool of the critical path method. The couple's dedication of the following this path has allowed them to overcome challenges, manage resources effectively, and bring us to the joyous occasions. Their commitment to each other and to this meticulous preparation is a testament to the powerful effective project management technique and the role play in shaping our lives. As we celebrate this couple ceremony, let us be inspired their journey and applying the concept of the critical path technique to our own pursuits. May we approach our endeavors with carefully planning, smart thinking, and unshakable devotion, confident that we will succeed and overcome in any challenges that arise. Thank you for joining us on this informative journey via the critical path technique, and it is used in the planning of the large event. May this knowledge motivate you to use good project management approaches in your own activities.
Kita nga sa ano, ibang grupo nga, hindi naman sa
Tahimik na.
Ako hindi na. Huwag na.
Di, pwede kang sumunod. Okay.
Nakahawak talaga!
Ano pangalan nito, be?
Kapag ko no, parang hindi ko sure naalala yung mga pangalan nila.
Uy,